If there is a man who embodies the essence of philosophy, it is Socrates. Proclaimed by the Oracle of Delphi as the wisest man in Greece, his influence on human thought is incomparable, making him one of the most admired figures in universal culture. Although many philosophers came before and after him, his revolutionary approach decisively shaped Western thought. It is impossible to understand philosophy without knowing the life and work of this Athenian sage. Socrates was born and raised in Athens in the 5th century BCE, a period of the city's splendor, which had become a fundamental intellectual center for Western culture. He was born into a middle-class family, the son of Synchronicity, a sculptor, and Phainarete, a midwife. Both influenced his path in different ways. From a young age, he sparked curiosity with his sharp intelligence. He possessed an inquisitive spirit and insatiable curiosity, combining refined irony with exceptional reasoning skills. This led him to engage in long philosophical discussions, where he challenged his interlocutors with questions that exposed contradictions in their speeches. From this practice, he developed his teaching methodology based on maieutic, a continuous questioning to guide individuals toward reflection and true knowledge. One of Socrates' most notable virtues was his intellectual humility. Rather than considering himself wise, he claimed that his only certainty was that he knew nothing. Therefore, he relentlessly sought to understand better the essential matters of life, addressing anyone willing to debate. However, his sharp questions frequently unmasked the arrogance of those who considered themselves wise, which earned him both admiration and enmity. Socrates did not seek knowledge out of vanity or erudition, but because he believed that true knowledge was the highest virtue a human being could achieve. For him, ignorance was the root of evil, and the pursuit of knowledge was essential not only for the individual, but for society as a whole. His courage to question everything made him a controversial figure. His prestige evoked not only respect, but also envy and fear, as those in power rarely accept being questioned. The authorities in Athens accused him of corrupting the youth and not recognizing the city's gods, crimes punishable by death. Although he could have avoided his conviction by apologizing or fleeing with the help of his friends, Socrates surprised everyone by accepting his fate. In the dialogue, Crito, he argued that fleeing the sentence would undermine the very structure of the city's laws, and therefore decided to remain faithful to his principles. His execution took place through poisoning with hemlock. Accounts suggest that Socrates drank the poison calmly, conversing with his disciples until his body was paralyzed by the toxin. His sacrifice cemented his position as the great pillar of Western philosophy, for he was the first to give philosophy its essential mission, the pursuit of self-knowledge. Socrates firmly believed that we could understand objective concepts of justice, love, and virtue, arguing that every human being had the duty and the ability to know themselves. He confronted ignorance as if it were a plague, seeing it as the root of all human evil, and shared these ideas with anyone willing to listen, transcending the centuries. Perhaps that is his greatest legacy, the certainty that we will be just when we are capable of understanding what is good. Socrates' famous declaration during his trial, which left everyone speechless, reflects his firmness and dedication to his convictions. If you say to me, "We will acquit you, but you must abandon your dialogues and stop philosophizing," I would answer, "I love and respect Athens, but I obey the gods before you." As long as I have breath, I will not stop philosophizing, questioning, and instructing everyone who crosses my path, for that is what the gods command. The Athenians must know that I cannot act otherwise, even if they condemn me to death 1,000 times. Perseverance races are won with tenacity, teaches the moral of Aesop's famous fable of the tortoise and the hare. In his life, Sertorius, as Plutarch demonstrated to his troops in the 1st century BCE, set up a test that illustrated the same idea. He challenged his soldiers to understand that perseverance overcomes brute strength and that seemingly insurmountable challenges, faced little by little, ultimately give way. Discipline and persistence are irresistible, toppling even the greatest powers over time. Time is an ally to those who know how to make the most of their opportunities wisely, and an implacable enemy to those who let uncertainty guide them. Persisting is more than simply moving forward. It is an affirmation of faith in one's own potential. However, perseverance can become harmful when effort is invested in something futile and without prospects for, as Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, "A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds," suggesting that stubbornness without purpose is a sign of a narrow and inflexible mind. This implies that the inability to adapt and accept new ideas or changes is characteristic of those lacking breadth of thought and creativity. We all know that perseverance is essential, but we rarely practice it. Curious, isn't it? We are the only species aware of what needs to be done, yet we hesitate to act. That is why perseverance is so crucial. Before continuing, ask yourself, do I truly trust myself? Without confidence in one's potential, this virtue will never develop. Perseverance does not come out of nowhere. It is as natural as day following night. It is an inner strength that gives us the spirit to not give up in the face of difficulty. It is the ability to move toward a goal, no matter the obstacles, or at least to fight to overcome them. This quality defines those with a burning will who, after assessing their possibilities, do not let failures discourage them and remain steadfast in the face of challenges. The perseverant do not let themselves be influenced by those who give up at the first sign of adversity. These latter, consumed by discouragement, blame destiny for their failures, but destiny is not responsible for anyone's failure. The truth is that some recognize their weaknesses and transform them into strengths, while others give up and justify their inaction with phrases like, "Nothing goes right for me, I better quit." Ironically, these same people envy those who achieve their goals and resentfully say, "If it were me, that wouldn't have happened." The reality is simple. Everything flows for those who insist with determination, and nothing prospers in the hands of those who ignore opportunities. Perseverance not only gathers the necessary qualities to achieve success, but also strengthens an idea until it becomes action. Without a clear goal, even the most intense pursuit becomes futile. It is essential to know where one is headed because, as Nietzsche observed, there are many who, by their own choice, prefer blindness and then are surprised by the difficulties they never bothered to foresee.